Hey guys, it's Lewis or The Gaming Rift, and today I'm going to be bringing you another video in my top 5 Transformers series. And today in this video we're going to be bringing the top 5 favorite Autobots in my humble opinion. You guys voted this in the community poll, so here it is. Now before we go ahead with the video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and feel free to not get a little bit triggered at this video, as this is probably going to be my most controversial video yet, as with the exception of maybe a couple, there really weren't that many Autobots in the films that I think got enough screen time to have, you know, unique personalities, unique fight patterns, you know, whatever it might be. So making this list was actually very difficult, and I think that the Decepticon list is going to be way easier for me to make, in my humble opinion. With that being said though guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I won't delay you any further. Let's get started. So, coming in at the number 5 spot, guys, we have Grimlock. Now, the reason he's on this list is purely just because of his power and physical stature, and also the fact that if I didn't include this guy, G1 and comic fans would really hate me. So why is he on this list? Well, obviously, you know, he is one of the largest, most powerful Transformers, regardless of faction. You know, Autobots, Decepticons, doesn't matter, this guy is incredibly powerful. You know, he gave Optimus Prime a run for his money, and he can literally eat Decepticon, like, KSI drones. Like, he's really a force to be reckoned with. However, the reason he's not any higher on this list is just because, well, a couple of reasons. One, he is a complete personality vacuum in the films. You know, in the comics and stuff, he is actually very comedic, you know, with his simple, you know, I am Grimlock sort of, you know, his mannerisms, you know, things like that. He's iconic, but in the films, not so much. And whilst he did show a lot of potential, he was in, sadly, the 2 worst Transformers films, meaning that not only did he not get enough screen time, but he also just didn't have a good script to work off. Not to mention, he's pretty basic and boring in terms of, you know, story, you know, things like that. You know, he was captured by Lockdown, but that's pretty much it. However, he is still a force to be reckoned with, and he comes in at number 5. At the number 4 spot, we have Jetfire. Yes, he was a former Decepticon, however, he is now a Autobot. So what makes him so good? Well, just like you know, Grimlock, he is a very large Transformer, coming in at 50 feet tall, which makes him nearly twice as big as Optimus, and, you know, 15 feet taller than Megatron himself, which is very threatening posture. You know, even though in the film he is very old and rusted, he could still kick ass. You know, his weapons could literally cut Decepticons clean in half. Unlike Grimlock, he actually has a pretty unique backstory where he was a former Decepticon, but he was disgusted with the war crimes that they committed, and he himself believed that he had never done anything worthwhile in his life, which led him to make the ultimate sacrifice to let Optimus Prime use his parts to give him the power to take on not just Megatron, but also the Fallen. So Jetfire is the GOAT in my opinion, and he is entertaining beyond belief, even though we didn't get to see much of him in the film.
You got echoes. You're close. Steel stacks, 2 o'clock.
At the number 3 spot, we have the Autobots weapons specialist himself, Ironhide. So why is he on the list? Well, essentially, why isn't he on the list? You know, he had a permanent booking on the top 5 best Autobots list. We all knew this. I don't really need to say much about him, but his voice and, you know, voice acting is phenomenal. You know, you always believe this guy is just a hardened warrior at his core. Not to mention, he's very tough. You know, but that goes without saying. You know, he was able to literally ragdoll 2 Decepticons just by driving into them. Like, that shows balls. Not to mention, he can take on higher tier Decepticons like Starscream. His character is very loud and imposing as well, as he's not afraid to challenge higher ups like Optimus himself. You know, as shown in the Optimus transformation video I made, you know, Ironhide isn't afraid to literally say what's on his mind, which I think makes him all the more captivating. There's really not much to say about this guy. You all know he's amazing. Let's just sit back and watch.
Decepticon punk. Class dismissed.
At the number 2 spot, guys, we have the Autobot Scout Bumblebee. Now, why is this guy on the list? We don't really need to go into that. This guy is just iconic. First of all, he's one of the few Transformers where in every single film, he will have usually a different appearance. You know, aside from Revenge of the Fallen, where he kind of used the updated Camaro look from the first film, he has a brand new appearance every film, which is very refreshing. Not to mention his many voices, due to how his voice box is broken and he relies on Earth's radio stations to talk, makes him always entertaining. Regardless of being one of the smallest Autobots, he's genuinely a force to be reckoned with. You know, he can take on Decepticons like Soundwave, Rampage as shown in this clip, and he can also go against Nemesis Prime, you know, Optimus Prime himself, but in an evil form, you know. This guy is very powerful despite his relatively small stature, and he comes in at the number 2 spot. I've said it before, I'll say it again, Optimus Prime is the best Autobot and always will be. Change my mind. I dare you. With that being said though, guys, that was my top 5 favourite Autobots video. I apologise for it being shorter than the others, but it really is true. I just don't have much to say for a lot of these guys, as they just didn't get enough screen time, you know. Don't blame me, blame the films. With that being said though, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. This has been Lewis, The Gaming Rift, and I'll see you all in the next one.